President, what Kevin did was that he actually negated the fact to invite Mr. Dow and Mr. Pruitt, but he invited Jones and Jones and allowed them to vote. And to me, that's a slap in the face, and Kevin Kelly should be ostracized because of his behavior. But the other thing that bothers the Brown report is that the Cleveland Plain Dealer actually stated that Jones and Jones were the winners of Ward 1 and Ward 7, and that's emphatically not the truth. So this is why we're here today. So we just spoke with one of the board reps here at the Board of Elections, and she's getting somebody from the media department, so therefore we can get some type of clarification. And just to be clear, we did invite Channel 5, Channel 3, Channel 19, and Channel 8 to cover this story, and as we look around, of course, they failed to do it so. And this is the reason why the Brown Report media and of course, Chasing Justice is so important, is because we cover stories that other media wouldn't dare to cover, because we're not obligated to serve anyone but ourselves and our constituency and the collective whole. And this is what we stand for today.
Clerk to the board is going to come down and talk to you about the meeting question.
Thank you.
We're going to print you something to show on the certification.
I appreciate it.
But can't stress enough, there's no winners officially in any race until it's happened.
So here again, we hear from the Board of Elections that there are no winners in any race. So I don't know who's spreading those vicious rumors about Joe Jones and Bashir Jones. They clearly are not the new council people for Cleveland Ward 1 nor Cleveland Ward 7.
Hey folks, how you doing?
How are you? So clerk to the board.
Not in
What can I do for you?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
We're good. You're on camera, so you have to be honest and tell us the truth.
Oh, will I be honest with her now?
Go, Ms. Brown.
And what is your position?
I'm the clerk to the board.
You're the clerk to the board. We have some issues going on about Mr. Joe Jones and Mr. Bashir Jones and the media story that ran yesterday in the Cleveland Plain Dealer, when they pretty much announced that Joe Jones and Bashir Jones had won Cleveland Ward 1 and Cleveland Ward 7. And we're trying to figure out where did that information come from. Did it come from the board, or did it come from the Plain Dealer because of a faulty bad reporting? So wherever it came from, we're trying to get it cleared up. So we're here today because we actually want a statement from the board stating clearly that neither Jones and Jones won the election Cleveland Ward 1 nor Cleveland Ward 7.
Yeah, he was on there.
As
She's
it
talking about women need
states
to
right
learn
now,
how to respect
unofficially,
men and
Joe Jones and Bashir Jones have both won. You know, those are the unofficial results. But clearly those are what the news is going to report immediately. That's what everybody has access to. It's a public record, essentially. We will not certify the election until November 18th, so they have not officially won until we certify them the election on November 28th.
Now, the Ohio Revised Code 351504, 351505 states that when a race is so close that it has to be recounted. So because of the law, how is it that those two could actually be certified unofficially winners when the race was just so close? If the law is saying that it has to be recounted, how do we even say that unofficially they're the winners?
Sure. So when we say that unofficially, it's the unofficial results. It's just that at first glance, before any recounts, before any audits or anything like that, the information that comes in, the ballots we receive, shows that Bashir Jones and Joe Jones are the winners. And again, that's all unofficial. It doesn't become certified until the board certifies it on November 28th.
So what happens when the numbers flip, or if they possibly flip? Then
Well,
what do you say?
Then if the numbers flip, if the provisional ballots and late absentee ballots come in and change the results of the race, then the official results of the race would be that Joe Jones' opponent, I'm sorry,
Bashir Jones. Oh, Terrell Pruitt.
Terrell Pruitt
Yes.
and I forget.
TJ.
And TJ Dow would be the winners.
Ms. Brown, another little question that you may want to ask. You know who I am already. Absolutely.
How are you?
I'm concerned.
Okay.
What I'd like to know is who is on the board that's making, when this recount is done and the certification, who are the people certifying?
So for every board of elections in the state of Ohio, the board certifies. Okay. Now, the 4 members of the board are, Chairwoman Ina Jo Chappelle, Dave Wondolowski, Jeff Hastings, and Rob Frost. Now, as the staff, we audit, it's all public, we can recount, you're more than welcome to view the recounts and the auditing and all that.
Would you ask them to please reach out to Ms. Brown?
I'd be more than
And
happy to.
would you give her your contact information,
Absolutely.
please? So that we can be on the same page.
Yeah.
And I'm aware that the board meeting is Monday at 9
The
o'clock.
next board, so the next board meeting is just the provisional opening. What they'll do is the board will allow the provisional ballots to be open. So actually, if you look back there, what staff is doing right now is looking through all the provisional ballots to determine which provisional ballots are valid and should be open and counted, and which ones are not valid and must be rejected.
Now let me ask you this. So what is valid and what is not valid when it comes to provisional ballots? Explain that to us.
Sure. Now, the absolute wrong information, I'll give you, if you want details, I'll go get our expert in the matter. But basically, a valid provisional is a voter came into the polling location, maybe they didn't have the proper ID at the time. Essentially, they didn't have something that was necessary for them to vote at the time that they voted, but they are still a registered voter and they should vote in that precinct. So that's why we tell them, instead of just saying, oh, you don't have your stuff, go home, we want everybody to vote, we want everybody to have their voice, their political voice heard. So what we'll do is we'll have them cast this ballot, and then we'll go back and we'll check and we'll make sure, okay, does this individual actually live here? Is he a resident of this precinct? So that's what they're doing right there. They're verifying, do these people actually live where they claim they live, or say that they live. Now, one of the biggest issues.
I want to go back to her question before you go further. I want to go back to her question that she asked you initially. Who gave permission in the Board of Elections for the media to print that? I want to know who did that, because that's if they're lying and they're breaking the law against the voters and Ms. Brown's report and the county, then that needs to be addressed, because it's slander against Councilman Dow and Councilman Pruitt, as well as the Board of Elections.
Let me try to explain this a little bit further. So, I really didn't see any report. I mean, I'm really busy right now, reading news here and there. So, the plain dealer or any news source can, without error, say that Joe Jones and Bashir Jones won, because they did, although it's unofficial. So they are the unofficial winners right now, just as every other candidate right now is an unofficial winner until they're certified.
Yeah, but the difference is the closest, and the difference is the Ohio Revised Code. And that's where we're going, because now we gotta go to adhere to the law. Thus says the law. Okay, so this is where we're going. So when we read something that says the apparent winners, they're not the apparent, they're not winners. You know, because those two particular races cannot be decided yet because of the law. So our question again is, who was responsible for actually releasing this out to the media? Would you say it was just the numbers that played on television? Or would you say that, you know, when they contacted the board and they were inquiring about the election, that was actually verbalized to the media?
So,
because that's a serious
Ms. Brown,
Listen,
Ms. Brown and Sarah, Ms. Brown.
Here's the issue here. The issue is, I live in Cleveland Ward 1, okay? I can't walk outside my door without constituents asking Ms. Brown who won the election, because there's so much confusion. And the problem with the news, and the problem with this board is that we're not very clear about where we stand. So, of course, you cannot control what the media says, but what you can control is what the board says. So what I'm asking for is some type of a ratification, some type of a political reasoning that says of such. In Ward 1 and Ward 7, because of the closeness and because of the Ohio Revised Code, that we clearly cannot say that there is a winner, because we cannot. Because here's what's going to happen. When those numbers flip, or if they flip, then it's going to look like, guess what, the board doesn't know what they're doing.
So
Do you hear?
I understand,
Does that make sense?
I understand and I appreciate your argument, although I disagree with your interpretation of the
That's
Ohio
okay.
Revised Code. Now, again, the unofficial results are just that. They're the unofficial results. Now, according to the Ohio Revised Code, if the difference is
less than 0.5%,
It
it
is.
triggers an automatic
Ward
recount.
one,
But-
0.5%, sir.
Until, that's correct.
Okay?
But until that recount occurs, the unofficial, uncertified results still state that Bashir Jones and Joe Jones are the winners.
So why would you put it out there if it's not accurate?
They do not, well, no one takes the seats until the term starts. That's,
So no one has a legal vote.
Kimberly Brown,
Here's the problem, Pastor, let me say this real quick, here's the
because
problem.
I'm getting ready to go.
Okay,
I gotta go.
I get it, here's the problem. And you can't control this, but when President Kevin Kelly had a meeting yesterday, he allowed Jones and Jones to vote. He did not allow Mr. Dow or Mr. Pruitt to vote nor come to that meeting. To me, that's a major issue. Wait, you have no control over that, but it's an issue. And the reason why it's an issue is because the results of the election come from where? Cuyahoga County Board of Elections. That's the issue. So technically, it's like this. Neither one of those two, I live in Ward 1. Joe Jones does not represent constituents of Cleveland Ward 1. Bashir Jones does not represent constituents of Cleveland Ward 7. So therefore, now we got people down in City Hall voting on our behalf when in fact they don't have the legalities to do as such.
Not
That's
just-
my issue.
Not just that, but the election, not just that, but they have not even been taken oath of office.
Absolutely.
So you can't make a decision when you don't
Absolutely.
officially have an office, just like the President of the United States can't make a decision for our country until they have taken an oath of office.
Correct.
And I've got to go.
I don't.
Make sure that you get her contact information,
I
please.
don't disagree with anything you said, but that's all the city of Cleveland.
Yes.
I don't know exactly. I assume that terms don't start until